Hi, thank you for visiting Simple Living channel. Just for a few minutes, I want to talk about how we are preparing for coronavirus. After listening to Trump's press conference, I have a lot of questions in terms of the actual cases that we have, or the downplay of significance in terms of uh, potential pandemic of the virus here in U.S., the country of 300 and more million peoples, and a lot of travelers from all over the world, including China. I would expect, in reality, more cases. Not to say that I advocating, want things to get worse, which is not good for everybody. But as Trump had pointed out, he appointed Vice President Pence to become the point man for the whole thing, managing the crisis. And at the same time, he basically doesn't want healthcare experts, whether from different ministers or departments, to come out without checking with him or Vice President Pence before releasing. So that, in a way, limited the freedom of speech and direct information out from the experts, which is the CDC and healthcare officials. Those are the experts, the scientists. And Trump want to unfortunately control the information going out to the people, which is not very good for American people. So we need to prepare for this, just like we see in China, South Korea, and Japan, or even Iran. So basically, you need to avoid crowded places like schools if you can, airports, especially hospital. If you don't need to go to hospital, do not go there, because that's where the sick people are, and potential contracting viruses. And beside that, you can see on TV that many countries like Italy, they ran out of food from stores. So we have to start stocking at least for 2 weeks, especially have enough water. If you can buy those 5-gallon bottles, buy a few of those and fill them up, go to a supermarket and fill them up. Instead of buying small bottles, I would encourage you to buy a bigger. You can go to Walmart, for example. So you need to stock up water, medicine that you need all the time, the essentials like pain medicine, what else, even some mineral water in case of diarrhea, those I'm looking for hand sanitizer. I checked Walmart, they ran out today, and I came to 99-cent store, they also ran out. Wow. I guess if you can, go and check them out and get some, or I guess I have to make my own hand sanitizer, maybe using alcohol or something like that. I'm looking for hand sanitizer. I checked Walmart, they ran out today, and I came to 99-cent store, they also ran out. Wow. I guess if you can, go and check them out and get some, or I guess I have to make my own hand sanitizer, maybe using alcohol or something like that. Electrolyte, and make sure you have enough medication that you've been taking. So check with your doctors and make sure you restock them. Very important. You have diabetics and things like that, because logistic can be disrupted. On sudden, if things get really bad, in which I think we're gonna have more cases, then they're gonna start locking down of people, meaning they want you to stay home, because especially in rural area, so they'll limit traveling. Schools will be closed. Offices, federal, state and government offices might be closed. So right away, I think today, start stocking of food, grain, beans, and things like that. It's, from what I'm looking at, Italy, it's almost like, we going to a war or some sort, but it is the war against the virus, and it's really similar. People are panic, and people stay at home. It's very similar to pre-war kind of conditions, not exactly, but we still not here in US not seeing the real pictures, and even we need to equip our healthcare worker with proper testing equipments and all of the protective mouthpieces and things like that. Make sure hospitals are well equipped, because they might gonna and they are going to get more patients like that, and they need to be able to staff efficiently and have enough supply right now. And I think Trump needs to put more money into this project right away, and start figure out logistically how to supply food in case of city shutdown, for example, that people are not allowed to move outside of, say, San Francisco or New York. I hope that the government is incompetent and ready, not just downplaying, have to be ready for the worst, right? I mean, have to plan for the worst, but hope for the best, but plan for the worst. So that's my I think that should be the plan. So start stocking water, food, medicine, even clothing, whatever you can see, and if you want to be sure securely your property with whatever tools you have to make sure your house is safe, So here it goes. Again, this is my first part, and I just want to share my concern and make sure that we are start to prepare. Actually, I think a lot of rice. I gotta eat a lot of rice, but I'm gonna be definitely stocking up water and maybe buying some more meat. Put them in the freezers, for example, and definitely water. I have a lot of water right now, but I'm actually adding more because we're gonna use water anyway for drinking. Now the public water system might not be affected, but definitely you want to make sure you have enough drinking water, right? So buy the bigger ones. Anyway, please comment and and if you don't have the mouthpiece, the mask, get the one that have anti-flu, antivirus properties, and if you can, get the N95 mask. Anyway, stay safe and stay away from crowded places at the moment. And if you're sick, go to the hospital right away, okay? And I hope that the government will start, basically instead of censoring people from coming out, and I think that, basically infringing upon people freedom, especially public officials, to come out and say something that will be bad for democracy. So I hope things will get better, and I hope people are sharing more on the social media. Of course, we don't want to propagating falses or incorrect information, or that can definitely cause more panic. But we have to be ready anyway. So hope it helps, and stay safe, and see you folks later. Bye for now, and stay healthy.